Hey, AC here. What's up, guys? You guys deserve an update. I have not updated you guys in so long. I'm so sorry. It's been a while. I don't even remember. It was like at least a couple months ago, I think, the last time I gave you guys a vlog and even was talking about my videos. So yeah. I think it's time. It's February now, and I think it was at least November, December when I last posted. So sorry, guys. I hope you still love me. The few of you who watch me anyway. Yeah, I don't have that many followers, but that's alright. I mean, if I can help one person when I do eventually start making my educational videos, then it'll be worth it anyway. So yes, I am still making those. I'm making both the epilepsy series and I'll be making an autism series as well. Oh, sorry. Cold, itchy. Ugh. I'm on my bed, so I'm not naked, I promise. But I'm cold, so it's cold. So yeah. Why does cold make me itchy? I don't understand that. That's weird. Does anyone else have that problem? Do you get itchy when you get cold, or if you get too hot, do you get itchy? It's weird. I don't understand. Doing both those series, excuse me. This is very attractive. I have a double chin when I yawn. Ugh. Or when I even look at the camera. Sorry, guys. I promise I'm gonna lose weight eventually. When I have time. And I'm not taking care of 4 kids all day. Well, 3 during the week, but still. So, I am making those. I'm not gonna set a specific date for when I will be making those. I still have more research to do. I have to get it set, like, okay, which like things am I putting together, how am I gonna start it. I mean, I technically kind of started the epilepsy series. I made that little video that I did, but I haven't really got into it yet. I am still doing that. I am still making the autism series. Just please be patient with me. I promise they will be up hopefully soon. I really am debating. I don't know if I want to use my webcam, which probably not, because it looks like shit. Pardon my French, but it does. And my phone sucks for videos. Excuse me. Especially without having an SD card and not having a whole lot of room. And then my camera being a piece of crap right now because I don't know where the charger is for it. I don't know how you lose something like that, but apparently you do, if you're me. So yeah, but I'll update you guys on a lot of stuff, so a lot of stuff coming after you. Sorry. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So like I said, I'm taking care of 4 kids, kind of by myself. I mean, my boyfriend helps, but he's the kind of, how do I say this without sounding really bad? He likes his video games. Let's just say that. He likes his video games. So, it's mostly me that's actually listening to what the kids are doing, getting after the kids. I'm usually the one who cooks dinner for everybody. I mean, I don't have a job because I can't work right now. I'm not supposed to work right now. Well, I mean, taking care of kids is still a job. Ugh, and is it a hard one? It is still a job, but a lot of people don't see it as a job. But especially when they're all quite young, it's a big job. A good reward at the end, most days, but it's hard. It's a hard job. It gets frustrating, and I feel like a terrible person some days because it's just like, it's push me to my breaking point. And it's like, I love you guys, but make me so angry. Of course, I would never like hurt them or anything. I mean, they get punished obviously when they're bad, but I'm not mean to them. I know they told me I am, but you know, you're so mean. I didn't even do anything. It's like, I watched you do that. Nice try. Thanks for trying that. Good job, kid. Okay, so anyway, so 4 kids. The youngest is almost 4 months. He will be 4 months on the 5th. Very soon. Can't believe he's already at 4 months. He's sleeping. He's nice and fast asleep right now. He's so adorable when he's sleeping. Well, he's adorable anytime, but when he's sleeping. And he's been a fussy little one because my doctor, well, his doctor, not really my doctor anymore, made me change him down to only eating 4 ounces when he eats. Which, I mean, it satisfies him, but he doesn't really get full off of it. He was eating 6 ounces, but he spits up a lot. And my doctor is saying, oh, well, you're probably feeding him too much. That's why he's spitting up so much. I disagree greatly. I think he has acid reflux, if not GERD, which I had when I was very little. I couldn't keep pretty much anything down. But the doctor said for a month to try only 4 ounces of bottle, see how he does on that. If he's still spitting up, which so far he is, like 2 weeks in or so, to call, and then he'll see about putting him on something. He just don't want to put him on something right now because of how young he is. It's just a bit frustrating because he eats 4 ounces, but he spits up probably about an ounce every feeding, or just about every feeding. So he's hungry and cranky and all that lovely stuff. But he's a pretty good sleeper, at least, most of the time. He goes to bed around like 10 or so and will stay asleep sometimes until 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. Other times he'll wake up at like 3:30, sometimes he'll wake up at 5. But most of the time he'll sleep from about 10 o'clock until about 6, 6:30, which is nice for mommy. Because mommy doesn't get much sleep as it is. And then my daughter will be 2 April 8th. She's getting big and mouthy, but it's a good thing because she hasn't really talked much up to this point, and she's now actually talking more. Like, she's been watching Little Einsteins and listening to her siblings talk and everything, and she's learned to talk and talk and talk more and more, and I love it. It's so adorable. It's so adorable. She came in to me earlier today, and she brought one of the cups to me, and she goes, please. It goes like this, which is her modified sign for please, which she doesn't usually use. Like, I try and try to get her to use it, but she doesn't. But she came up to me, she goes, Mommy, please, and hands me the cup, and I was like, oh my god, that's so adorable, but where's your cup? You know, I'd rather give you your sippy cup than a regular cup when you're down here. So she did that, and she got her cup, and she's good. She's being ornery, though. She's starting to take after her siblings and not want to listen. Which is very frustrating. And then my stepdaughter just turned 3 on the 10th. And I've known her since she was 3 months old. So, like, I've pretty much seen her since she was a baby. And just watching her grow is amazing. And she's very smart. But she's a brat. I say that in the most loving way possible, but she really is. She just likes to talk back. She likes to tell, oh, I don't have to, or I don't want to, or whatever. Drives me nuts. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so bad. I love her, but I hate her attitude. And my stepson, who I've known since he was actually a newborn, and I was actually the one who was getting up with him when he was first born. We won't get on that subject because I have quite a lot to say on that subject, but we won't get on it because I don't want to bore you guys. Today we've had some problems with, well, his mother had some problems not wanting to take care of a newborn. So I'm the one who took care of him since he was a newborn pretty much, and helped my boyfriend take care of him. And he will be 5 on the 19th, next month, March 19th. Well, it's February 19th right now where I'm at. Almost February 20th because it's almost midnight, but don't judge me, I stay up late. I have problems. Speaking of late, did I drink my soda? Sorry. Random, late night. AC, you need to get some sleep. Yeah, AC will maybe eventually get some sleep. I didn't switch out my laundry either. Dang it! I hate that. I have a load of laundry in the washer. I didn't switch it out, and I don't think I would be able to put anything in the dryer right now. Damn. Anyway. Excuse me, I'm gonna get drunk real fast. That's sexy, right? You like it. I'm a very strange person. Once I actually start vlogging more, you'll probably see that a lot. My hair, I don't know what's going on with it. You know, my hair actually looks pretty good though in this webcam. You know, I actually used to be blonde. Random fact. I used to be blonde. Heck, I'll even insert a picture, like, around here. And show you, I used to be very blonde, and actually it's kind of like a brownish now. I've been dyeing my hair since I was 13 or 14. Either black or brown or whatever, and I'm actually going to be dyeing it again. I don't know what colors I'm choosing yet. So I want to do like a regular color, but I want to do a fun color too. So I'm going to like figure out something. I don't know if I want to get like streaks, or if I want to like my layers, like a couple of my layers one color and a couple of my layers a different color. I don't know. I really should get professionally layered. Anyway, it's late at night and AC's gone crazy. AC's already been crazy for y'all though, who don't know what it's like to have children. Speaking of the children though, we'll get back to that. And yeah, so the 5-year-old, my stepson, he's in school right now. Luckily. I mean, only half days, obviously. He goes, well, it's actually more than half days. He goes, well, his bus comes and gets him about 7:20. And then he's not usually home until almost 2 o'clock or so. So, I mean, it's almost full day school. Because full day school for us goes from, like, school actually starts around like 8:30, which I'm sure is the same for the Head Start and whatnot. And goes until 3:30, I think. 3:15 or 3:30. So he's pretty much almost going full days. I mean, they get out at 1 or 1:15 technically, but that's really not far off from being full day. Oh, excuse me. And next year, my stepdaughter will be going to school too. Yay! We'll only have 2 kids during the week, unless they're sick, like they have been most of this week. Like, really. It's been so frustrating. Not like because they're sick. I mean, obviously, it's not their fault that they're sick. It was just like, I've been so tired, and they've been so cranky, and I'm probably sick too. I look like I'm a little flushed, and I'm a little warm, so I probably have a bit of a fever too. But, oh well. I just deal with it. I'm a mom. I can't afford to be sick. So yeah, my life is pretty busy. I've been cleaning the last 3 days. I don't remember if I said this or not already. Sorry if I already did. But let's see. I organized my room the other day. Me and my boyfriend sleep in separate rooms right now. So people be like, well, why are you sleeping in separate rooms if you're dating? Well, we only have twin beds right now. My boyfriend's a bigger guy. I'm not exactly skinny. It's kind of hard to fit the 2 of us on a twin bed. Plus the kids, especially our daughter. She likes to sleep with daddy because she just has issues sleeping by herself still right now. Which, I mean, not really by herself. We were trying to get her to sleep with her sister, or her brother. But that wasn't working very well, so they would all just mess around, and she would be trying to go to sleep, but they'd be messing with her, and then she'd start whining and take her forever to get to sleep. And then as soon as they're getting up in the morning, which my stepson and stepdaughter get up very, very early, even on the weekends, they're up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. I hate it. It's like, can you guys just sleep in? Has anyone heard of sleeping in? You're gonna miss it when you're older. Trust me. So, yeah. I don't get much sleep. But they were getting up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and my daughter, she can sleep till like 11:30. I mean, if she wants, like, so she's usually up around 10:30, but she has slept till like 11:30 noon before, when she wasn't bothered by the other kids. But as soon as they were waking up, they were waking her up because they would mess with her. So yeah. Which means she still is up pretty early, especially during the week. But not too bad, really. Like, she usually won't be up until like 8 o'clock at the earliest. And I have actually the past couple of days got my stepdaughter to sleep. Go back to sleep in the mornings after she wakes up with her brother. I don't even bother her. He doesn't bother her, so I don't know why the heck she wakes up, but she does sometimes. And she's always like, okay, you need to go back to sleep, girl. And usually she doesn't. Usually she just sits there and whines and throws a fit and whatever. But not the past couple of days, which it could be partially because of the fact that they've been sick, but she's actually been sleeping in a little bit. Like, she'll come in, she'd been coming to my room around like 9 o'clock after going back to sleep around 7:30 and asking if she can play, and I'm like, okay, you can go play, just stay downstairs, which is a rule anyway, but they were really doing bad at listening to it until they got in big trouble because they kept getting into the fridge. Well, we have two different refrigerators. We have the refrigerator that has me and my boyfriend and his roommate, or his friend that like is living with us, and the kids in one, and then everyone else has another fridge, because we were having a lot of problems where everyone was taking all the food from our fridge and we weren't having food for the kids to eat from lunch and everything. So we got that under control, but the kids were going into the other fridge and taking out other people's chocolate milks and trying to hide it. Didn't work very well. They got in a lot of trouble for it, and they've actually haven't really went upstairs without asking since they got in big trouble for that. Wish it didn't take that much to freaking get them actually to listen. But they're kids, what can you expect? Especially at their ages, despite how frustrating it might be. So there was that problem that we were having, but yeah, she comes in around 9 o'clock, which probably won't be like that on the weekend because my stepson is up so freaking early. There's been days where he's tried to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to watch TV. It's like, no, get your booty in bed. That ain't, nope, not happening. But yeah, she was coming in 9 o'clock, like, Ariel, can I get up now? Can I go play? And it's like, okay, stay downstairs. I will. And she does. She actually stays down, plays quietly, doesn't bother Daddy or Sissy while they're sleeping. It doesn't bother me, and I end up falling back asleep. But I'm a really light sleeper, so I can hear everything that goes on anyway. And then I've been sleeping till around like 9:30, 9:45 when my son gets up to eat, so it's kind of nice. Don't know how long it's gonna last. Such hasn't been feeling good, so that might be why, but we'll see. So yeah, now I'm the one who gets up with my stepson in the morning. My boyfriend does not wake up to alarms at all. He's a really heavy sleeper. Sometimes I wish I knew what that felt like to be a heavy sleeper. I have never ever been a heavy sleeper in my life, ever. Like, must be nice to sleep continuously without being interrupted by the slightest noises in the freaking house. It's not like I'm paranoid or anything like that. It's just like I hear everything. So it's like sometimes I'll hear something and be like, what was that? And it'll wake me up, and then it takes me forever to get back to sleep. Ugh, it's crazy. I have insomnia too, so that doesn't help. Not at all. So yeah. But that's pretty much what my everyday is. Cleaning, taking care of the kids, catching up on my YouTube stuff that I watch and whatnot. Oh, man. And freezing my butt off. I hate wintertime. And especially in Iowa because I just cannot make up its mind. One day it'll be like 40, 50 degrees and the next day it'll be down to negative 20. Fucking hate cold weather. I really do. Hate cold weather. So yeah, but they're all sleeping right now, so that's good. And I'm gonna tell you guys a little update on myself and my epilepsy. Yay! Or not really. Well, I guess it is kind of one good thing. I am back on my medication, which makes me very happy. Like, I don't like being on medicine, but it does help me not have as many seizures. I still have quite a lot of seizures, but I'd rather I'm on Keppra, 500 milligrams, twice a day. I need to go see my neurologist to get the refill for it, though, because I got it through the ER. Which is kind of funny, I guess, if you want to call it that. I don't know what you would want to call it, but, like, I actually was put back on my Keppra last month. because I had went to the ER for asthma. I have asthma. I've had it probably my whole life, but I wasn't diagnosed till I was like 14 or 15, I think. And I'm 23 now. So I haven't been diagnosed that long. But I've always had it. Just was never caught because I never have the wheezing when my asthma flares up. I don't wheeze. And a lot of people will be like, oh, well, if you're not wheezing, it's not an asthma attack. Which isn't true, but we have ignoramuses for doctors here. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But anyway, I went to the ER for a really bad asthma attack. Like, I had it all day. It woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up, couldn't hardly breathe. Obviously, was struggling to catch my breath. Like, I was scared a little bit because it's the first time I think that I've ever been woken up out of my sleep because of it. So I took my inhaler, tried to go back to sleep, couldn't get back to sleep, kept having trouble. So I took my inhaler about 12 times that day. Like every hour. I was taking 2 puffs every hour. And like I kept telling everyone, like, my inhalers are not working. I've took them this many times. It's not working. I really think I need to go to the doctor. I mean, not like that. Obviously, I was out of breath, so it was a lot different than that. But they're like, oh, just go take your inhaler some more. You probably just need some rest. You haven't been getting a lot of sleep. We'll watch the kids. You go to sleep for a little bit. Okay, sure, I'll try that. Took my inhaler, laid down. Did actually manage to go to sleep for like an hour or two, but it was a very restless sleep. Like, I couldn't get comfortable. It was hard for me to breathe. Kept trying to situate my pillows to see if that would help at all. I mean, I sleep with 2 pillows as it is anyway because I can't lay flat. My head has to be elevated, otherwise I can't breathe. So I tried that, went to sleep for a little bit, restless sleeping for a little while, and finally around 4 o'clock that evening, I went upstairs. I'm like, okay guys, seriously, my inhalers are not working. I took them 12 times. I'm pretty sure you're not even supposed to take them that many times as it is. Pretty sure after like 3 or 4 times you're supposed to go. And they're like, okay. Just wait a little bit longer. No, this was around 3, I think. Just wait a little bit longer. Like, fine, whatever. Came back downstairs, took my inhaler again, went and watched my boyfriend play his game a little bit, and like, you know, he has asthma too, and he's like, well, what does it feel like? I'm like, I can't breathe, and he got frustrated with me. It's like, okay, so don't answer. I'm like, what do you mean, what does it feel like? Like, what do you want me to tell you? He's like, does it feel like your lungs are being squeezed? Like, what does it feel like? So I kind of tried to explain it to him, like how it felt. Like, my lungs were being squeezed, something was sitting on me, I couldn't take a deep breath at all. So he went and talked to them again, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll take you to get checked out. So they dropped me off at the ER. No one ever stays with me. I'm always by myself in the ER. I hate it. But anyway, they dropped me off at the hospital in the ER. I went in. They checked, you know, the normal stuff they check. And I really hate the people who check in. I don't hate them. I hate their protocol or whatever that they go by. I don't know what it is, but it's like, okay, my oxygen was showing up fine. It was showing up at like 97, 98%. I wasn't wheezing. And she's like, well, I don't think it's an emergency. You're not wheezing. Your oxygen's showing that you're fine. I know my body better than that. I know how my asthma is. My oxygen doesn't usually really show that it drops when I have an asthma attack, which I've even talked to doctors about it. Sorry, let me fix my here real fast. I've talked to doctors about it, and they said, well, not everybody's oxygen drops, not everybody wheezes. It just depends from person to person. But when they check into the ER, they apparently don't have that protocol, I guess. So I sat there waiting for 4 hours. 4 freaking hours that I couldn't breathe. I didn't have my inhaler with me because at that point I didn't want to take any more because I was starting to get really shaky and I was feeling like jittery and everything. And I was like, okay, maybe I took it too much. And plus with my epilepsy, I was like, fudge, I think I'm going to have a seizure too. And I told them I have epilepsy as well. Well, if you feel like you're gonna have a seizure, let us know. Whatever. You know, she didn't. I got to a point eventually while I was waiting where I was like, you know how you get that prickly feeling? Like when your oxygen is lower than your CO2. I think that's what it is, isn't it? The bad one. You get like tingly and you numb and everything, which your oxygen can still show fine as, but it's a sign that your oxygen is actually lower than your CO2. I've been told that by doctors too. I've had that happen to me a couple times. So she checked my oxygen again. It was still 97, 98. I still wasn't wheezing. She's like, well, you're not really changed, so just go wait. So 4 hours of waiting. Finally, they took me back. And at first they put me on a table, you know, like on the exam table. And I was like, okay, I have epilepsy. My asthma can trigger it sometimes. And they're like, okay, well, let's move you to a bed. So they moved me to a bed. My oxygen actually did drop at this point to like 88%, I think. Which to some, that's not really that low. But to someone who has asthma, that is low for someone who has asthma and who's been having an asthma attack all day. And I don't know what my oxygen levels were all day while I was at home, because I don't have a machine to test that kind of stuff, you know. So, you know, they checked everything. They asked me what's going on. I told them, blah, 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 blah. They gave me a nebulizer treatment, with my, steroid in it, plus the albuterol that I usually take at home anyway. And then they keep you to monitor you to see if you need another nebulizer treatment, or if there's more steps that need to be taken. Yeah, more steps that need to be taken to, ensure that you were okay. So we did that, and they're getting, like, they had took x-rays and stuff too. That's not necessarily important, but because of the fact of having asthma, you are at a higher risk of, like, pneumonia or bronchitis or whatever. They usually will take x-rays, at least here, when you go in for a really bad asthma attack, especially one that lasts that long. And that came up fine, no problems there. So they came in, were talking to me about my epilepsy, and they're like, well, are you on medicine for your epilepsy? And I said, no, I used to be on something, but then doctors took me off of it because they didn't think I was having epilepsy. They thought it was anxiety, yada, yada, yada. They're like, well, do you want to be back on it? I'm like, yeah, actually, I would like to be back on it. I would like to have some control with my seizures. So they're like, okay, well, we'll go write a prescription for that, do blah, 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 discharge stuff, whatever. Well, I guess ended up, which was weird. I don't remember a lot. I do remember hearing something, which I'll get to. I ended up having 2 seizures while I was in the ER after, everything, which I'm sure was probably partially brought on because of my asthma, but also in the waiting area, I was waiting and the fluorescent lights were, like, flickering, like how they are when they need change, very, it wasn't probably noticeable to a lot of people, but to someone like me, I'm photosensitive. I noticed it, and I'm just like, oh, God. So that probably added on to it, too. I had a seizure. I'm not sure how long it lasted. I'm not sure how bad it was. I don't remember the seizure itself, but I do remember during the seizure, a second nurse came in from the one that I originally had. It's like, oh, she always does this when she's getting ready to discharge. It's not real seizures. Bitch. Like, you ain't even my nurse. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I cuss a lot. Pardon my French, you guys. Hopefully no one takes offense to it, but I cuss. Get over it. Anyway. So just, like, basically that's how I was feeling once I was alert. Like, fucking bitch, what you doing in here? Like, ugh. And she's just like, oh, she always does that. Yes, I enjoy doing this. This is my favorite thing in the world. I love having seizures. I totally do it on purpose because it's my favorite thing to do in the world. Duh. I fucking hate ignorant people like that. So the nurse was just like, well, okay, blah, blah, blah. My regular nurse, you know. I didn't catch what all she said. But I do remember hearing what that nurse had said. And it really made me mad, and I was really upset. So I came out of that one, was still like, blah, 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 whatever, and went into another one. And they had left the curtain open for my room. And my doctor was across the hall with another ER patient. And I guess he must have looked over something, because I heard him go, excuse me for a moment, looks like she's having a seizure. And the patient that he had was like, oh, yeah, no problem, go do your job, don't worry, I'll be fine, I'm right here, you know, like, she was really, really sweet. Like, I've known people who'd been like, excuse me, she's not your patient right now, you know, kind of stuff. So, like, it was weird that I could hear things. I couldn't tell what my body was doing, I couldn't feel what was going on with my body, but I heard those few little things. And he came in and I guess did whatever they usually do to test your reaction, your consciousness or whatever. So finally that one stopped. I don't know how long that one was. I don't know how bad that one was. I just remember what the exchange between the doctor and the other patient, that little brief thing I heard. And when I came out of that one, you know, and he's like, well, how are you feeling? I'm like, like, I was, like, I didn't know what was going on, really. And he's like, well, you had a few seizures. So I just kind of nodded, you know, I couldn't really talk. I can't talk, really, after I have grand mal seizures, or, I don't know, the one where you stiffen up, like, you don't shake, but you just stiffen. I have those occasionally now, which is kind of scary, but, like, I can't talk after those ones. I don't know why. But sometimes when I've had really, really bad ones, I haven't been able to talk for a week afterwards. But anyway, I couldn't really talk, so I just kind of nodded, and he's like, well, we're going to start you back on your Keppra. We're going to give you 1,000 milligrams right now while you're here, for basically what your dose would be for today if you had been on it. So, you know, they ran saline. And then my potassium came back low as well, so they had me take potassium pills, and I ended up just sleeping for a while they were doing the IV, having the IV run through with the Keppra and whatnot, and they gave me the prescription for it, and, you know, all that stuff. So it was really weird, but, I mean, I had a good outcome. I had a good doctor this time. I've not had very good experience in our ERs here. I've had a lot of problems with a lot of the doctors, but it was a blessing, I guess, in a way. You know, that I had a good doctor to see it who's like, okay, we need to get you back on your medicine. So, excuse me. So that was good. That was helpful. And I even asked the doctor about a nebulizer for my asthma, because especially during winter, it gets so bad. Like today, it's even been acting up. Like, I was coughing earlier, and like, ugh, I hate it. I hate feeling lousy. Yeah. One of these bad boys. This is the same one I've had for the longest time. It's the albuterol, Ventolin HFA. And, I honestly think I need that one switched, because it really doesn't work for me very well. But maybe, like, I talked to him, like, well, would it benefit, because of how bad my attacks can get, would it benefit for me to have a nebulizer, and who would I talk to about that? He's like, it very well could benefit you, you just talk to your regular doctor about it. So, I gotta do that still. Like I said, I've been very busy. So, there was that. And then, I've still had some seizures, but not like I was. I still probably have them every other night or so. Sometimes more. But being on Keppra does help control them a little bit. It doesn't help my absence seizures or complex partial seizures like at all. I still have just as many as those. But the grand mals, those are the ones I'm most worried about, like having controlled. The absence and complex partials I can deal with. Those usually are only like 30 seconds to a minute for me, if even that long. So those ones are kind of like, they're annoying, but I can handle it. So, oh man. So those aren't so bad. It's just the grand mals I really would like to get in control. I'm still working on getting disability as well. I actually have 2 more appointments. I'm not just trying to get it because of my epilepsy. I have other issues like my asthma. I have issues with my heart, which to a lot of people who have heard of this is not a big deal, but it's called premature ventricular contractions, where, you know, the top chamber is supposed to, you know, pump top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. Well, mine sometimes goes top, top, bottom, or bottom, bottom, top. And it actually can change my heart rhythm, you know, in the future, if it hasn't already. I probably actually need to go see a cardiologist, but I have to get referrals for every single doctor that is not a regular doctor or an OB, which I won't have to be going for that except for my exam in 3 years. Anyway, because I'm fixed now, I can't have any more kids. But it causes me pain sometimes, and if my asthma is acting up really bad, that will start acting up worse than usual. So I think I need to actually go see a cardiologist for it. Just need to get the referral. I can't even make appointments with my neurologist without getting a referral, even though I have a neurologist, which is very frustrating. Very, very frustrating for me. But that's life. Sorry, watching my son move around in his sleep. So yeah, it's a lot of work just to go see a doctor. I don't need to get a referral anymore for my ENT, luckily. That, you know, ear, nose, throat doctor, for anyone who doesn't know what an ENT is. But actually, I do have hearing loss in this ear. I have osteosclerosis, I think is what it's called. Yeah, I think it's osteosclerosis. My stapes bone doesn't vibrate right. Like, actually doesn't really vibrate at all. I cannot hear mumbles or whispers at all in this ear. My ENT already said I will need a hearing aid or surgery, if not both, in my future. But we can't really predict when in my future, because for some people the hearing loss gets worse quickly, and for some people it gets worse slowly. And I also have a 10% chance of it going into this year, which I think it actually has, but it's not as bad as the other one yet. Like, I can still hear whispers and mumbles, but I have to listen a lot closer than I used to have to for that. And there's also a 10% chance of any of my children having it. So, and my daughter actually has been failing her hearing test in her left ear. So we have to get that checked out next week to see if she fails it yet again. It'll be the third time checking it. If she fails it this time, then, well, we're gonna have to see where to go from there, basically. And sorry if you can hear that in the background. We literally live right next to train tracks, right outside the door, a few feet. So it's very annoying, and the train gets very loud sometimes. So if you hear that, that's what that was. So yeah, so that's lovely, but I go and see him every 6 months for right now. Unless my hearing loss progresses more, then I will have to see him more often than that. Just depending. But I see him again in April, and he'll check my hearing again, and we'll see where we need to go for that. Now, on another note, and I'm actually kind of asking an opinion on this as well. Here, I'm gonna resituate. Sorry, I'm moving you guys. Moving you guys around. Oh my gosh, you can't even see me. Okay, maybe. There. That's an attractive pose, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway. That's gonna bother me. Okay. Yeah, there's my lovely table with all the bottles and baby lotions and everything else I need on there. Including my inhaler and a couple hair ties. And diapers and wipes. That's where I keep everything. His clothes that fit him right now are actually on the thing too, so not at the top part, but there's a little area between there. That is like a little cubby space that has his clothes in it that fit him right now. So yeah, but that's just a lot easier to because otherwise all the clothes are all thrown together in boxes right now. All the kids' clothes and my clothes. Anyway, I really honestly, it was a scary experience for me last night. And I'm not sure if it was a seizure. Maybe if any of you are watching who has seizures might know. Maybe you have a friend who might know. Or even if you want to ask your neurologist, that'd be kind of cool too. If you have seizures and you have a neurologist. Because I don't know when I'm going to be able to see mine yet. Because we all know how hard it is to get into the neurologist. And I still have to see my regular doctor to get in, to even get an appointment with him. I can't make an appointment without getting it through the regular doctor. But I had a really scary experience last night. And I don't know if it was a seizure or if it was something else. I don't have, like, mental health problems that make me hallucinate or hear things or see things or whatever. I have depression. That's about it, mentally wise. And autism, obviously. So me and my boyfriend had some adult time, I'll call it, last night. And it was a little more intense than usual. I mean, not like bad intense. It was good still, but it was more intense than usual. Don't know if that played a part in it, or not. But last night when I came to bed, it was around midnight. I had literally just laid down after I turned off the light, covered myself up. I looked over to my son in his crib, like I always do before I go to sleep. Not like I can see him in the dark, but I was just like peek over there before I go to bed. I don't know why. Well, when I looked over there, it was really scary to me. I found it really, really scary. I've never experienced anything like it before, ever, in my whole entire life. I looked over there and, like, literally, like, where he was laying, I didn't see him, which, I mean, I can kind of make out him in the dark. I can't see anything specific in the dark, but I can make out where he is or how he's laying or whatever. But I looked over and it literally looked like there was a dead baby looking at me. And I became where he was laying, like, it looked like a dead baby. I'm not a religious person. I am an atheist. I don't believe in demons or anything like that. I think maybe it might have been a type of seizure or a type of warning to a seizure. I'm not sure. But literally looked over there and it looked like I was looking at a skull. That all I could see was the eye sockets. Like, no eyes, just black, empty eye sockets. Skull face, everything. It freaked me out. Oh, like, and I couldn't move. Like, I couldn't move. I could barely breathe. I was, like, freaking out. And it was, like, it wasn't, like, an anxiety freaking out. It was just, like, I literally felt like there was a dead baby in my son's crib. Like, literally, like, I don't know how to really explain it, but, like, that I was seriously had a dead baby in my son's crib. I don't know what caused it. I don't know if it was a type of seizure, or if it was a warning to a seizure, or what. And I say warning to a seizure because I did have some seizures afterwards. And I haven't told my boyfriend about what happened yet. I don't want him to think I'm crazy. You guys will probably think I'm crazy. But, like, it really freaked me out. Like, I couldn't move. I had no control over my body. I wasn't shaking or anything. But, like, I was, like, breathing heavy. And my heart was racing. And, like, I couldn't move. Like, I couldn't turn away for a good 2 to 3 minutes. I was stuck like that, freaking out, trying to scream for someone. Nothing would come out of my mouth. But then I did have seizures afterwards. But it wasn't like my normal seizures that I usually have. And I mean, I don't have just one type of seizure. I have grand mals. I think it's the tonics. Like I said, the ones that you stiffen up and, you know, you stiffen up. I have the complex partials. I have the absence seizures. I do have auras. I've never had an aura like that. If that's what that was. I've only, like, my auras are smelling toasted marshmallows. That's an aura. So if no one has toasted marshmallows around me, and I smell them, it's like, yeah, babe, I'm gonna go lay down. I smell marshmallows. And he's like, okay, because he knows that's my sign. I have 5 different types of seizures. I know seizures can change as you get older, can change, you know, if you're on medicine, whatever. I also know there's side effects to medicines. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But it really freaked me out. But the seizures I had after it happened, I know they were seizures. I had no control over my body, no control. My mind was blank. Okay? I could feel my body, though. Like, it was kind of like a grand mal, but, like, it was more like a twitching, like, kind of like this, and I wasn't really like stiff. Like, it was weird that I could feel it, but it was like I was twitching. I wasn't stiff. I don't really know what it was, what kind of seizure it would have been, or if maybe my brain decided, let's have a meltdown right now because of the freaky incident I had beforehand. Because I don't know if I told you guys before, and me and my dad actually discovered this. I actually think I might have told you guys before. Me and my dad kind of figured this out. Well, mostly him, because he's the one. When I was living with him, he would come in when I would have seizures and whatnot. So we figured out my meltdowns I have with my autism manifest themselves as seizures. You know, like it seems pretty much just like a seizure. I still have same no control, but my dad said he can tell a difference. I think he said it was like my heart rate didn't really change much if it was a meltdown versus if it was a seizure. It did. I think he told me that at one point. I'm sure he'll comment below when he sees this. That's why I love my dad, because we both have YouTube's accounts, so he comes on here and comments things when he can, when he's not busy. So I don't know if maybe that's what it was, but it really freaked me out. And if you guys have any ideas if this might have been a new type of seizure for either of those, the freaky incident and the what I know were some sort of seizure or meltdown afterwards, if you guys have any idea of what they might be, please let me know what it could be, because it really had me freaked out and I'm really scared of it happening again. And I was not asleep. I was not even close to falling asleep yet. I had literally just laid down. This is my routine when I go to bed. I come in my room, make sure he's covered up, but make sure the blanket's not up too high on him. Turn off my light, or like if I need to change pajamas, obviously I'll change it to pajamas. Then I'll turn off my light, get in bed, fix my pillows how they are, because I have 2 body pillows and my 2 regular pillows. Get those situated as I need to, get my blankets situated as I want them to be, get my unicorn. Yes, I know I'm an adult, but he's kind of buried right now. I do sleep with the unicorn that actually my dad held on to for me, for issues that we won't talk about. But when I finally got to see him, he gave this to me when I was like 16 or 17. So yes, I sleep with this. I don't like cuddle with it, but I do sleep with it on my bed with me. So I get her situated, get everything all situated, look at my son. I don't know why, like I said, I can't really see much in the dark besides his figure. But, you know, I look over to him, get myself in a nice comfortable position, and I turn on my music. I turn on my alarm if I need to. Turn off the volume on my phone because I don't want, it will scare the crap out of me if my phone vibrates and I'm sleeping. I may not be a heavy sleeper, but it still will scare the crap out of me if my phone vibrates while I'm sleeping. So I silence my phone to where, like I had set it where I can set it for like a certain amount of hours where it's silenced, or I can set it to be silenced until my alarm goes off, which during the week is 6:30 that I have to get up with my stepson to get him ready for school and get him on the bus. So I take care of that stuff, put my music on, plug in my phone, set it down, make sure it's charging because my cord doesn't always like to work. Then I get ready, I close my eyes and my mind races, and eventually I fall asleep. So I wasn't even close to being asleep. It takes me like at least an hour to 2 hours to actually get to sleep. I wasn't extremely tired. I actually slept pretty good the night before. It wasn't because I lack of sleep or anything like that. But it really had me freaking out. And I'm kind of afraid it's going to happen again. Which makes me afraid to look over at my son when I turn off the light. But I don't know. Like I said, I could not move. I had no control over what my body was doing. It was really freaky. I didn't like it at all. So if you guys have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. Or even private message me. I don't get a whole lot of messages, so I will get your message. Because I have no idea. I've never, ever, ever experienced anything like that in my life. It was really scary, and I didn't like it. So, yeah. But yeah, so hopefully you guys might have an idea, or maybe you don't know what it is. Maybe you've experienced something similar to it. Like I said, I'm not religious, so please don't suggest, like, oh, pray about it. I have nothing against other religions, but myself, I am an atheist. I do not believe in existence of any sort of god or goddess or anything like that. I am straight atheist, so please, that will not help me. But if you have other ways of, like, if you've had that happen to you before where you couldn't move and you were panicking and seeing something that you knew wasn't there, but your body was telling you it was there, so, like, you couldn't tell if it was actually really there or not, if that makes sense, the way I just explained that. If you have a way to, like, cope out it to get yourself out of that, it'd be really, really, really helpful to me to get some suggestions in case it does happen again. If it is a new type of seizure, I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it, but I'm really hoping it's not, that maybe my brain was just being weird. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, of course. You can subscribe if you want to. Don't have to, it's your choice. It'd be nice to get a couple more subscribers, because I think I only have like 3 or 4, maybe 5 at the most right now. So I would like to get a couple more subscribers if I could. Also comment if you have any comments about what I said, if you have any ideas of what the heck happened, what could explain it. Comment that below. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Love ya. Peace out.